on a typical setup are going to pay for themselves in under 3 months.
You're listening to the BulkLoads podcast, your number one resource for everything bulk freight trucking. And this is episode 227.
Hey guys, Jared Flynn with the BulkLoads podcast. Got Tyler here with me.
Jared, you ready to eat some food this week?
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving
Yes,
week.
it is. I'm excited.
I know. Fun memories over the years. And what are you going to be doing?
I'm going up to Kansas City to spend it with family.
Nice.
Yep.
Anything, any activities or?
I don't think so. I think just focusing on the food.
We've down here in Ozark, past couple of years, we'll do the turkey trot 5K.
Oh yeah.
Get up. For those that do know me, I'm pretty active, but my wife, we've done that with the kids, but we'll do a nice little 5K. If I remember last year, it was pretty cold. They're talking Thanksgiving week supposed to be pretty warm, I think. So
Yeah,
down
nice.
here at least. So it'll be a good week for that. But yeah, we wish all of you all a happy Thanksgiving. Especially to you guys on the road. Hopefully you'll be home for the holidays and spend that valuable time. It's I can always remember this, and for other logistics professionals out there, I love Thanksgiving week, but it is a logistics nightmare with Thanksgiving falling on a Thursday. Christmas is the same way, but trying to schedule and plan around Thanksgiving is just a crazy nightmare, trying to get everything figured in and getting those deliveries in there. And I know if you're listening to this, you're shaking your head. Yep. If you've been in the industry, never fails, but it's totally worth it. You just got to figure out how to work around that. So, well, today's podcast, we're going to bring Mike Riegel on. He is with Blue Ink Tech, and they are a technology company, but they do provide hardware specifically for weighing trailers or weighing equipment. They have a device on there that they can basically plug into your truck, and it'll tell you through their app the weight of the load. And as you have known, if you listen to the previous episodes, there's several of these vendors out there. Man, we see this as a valuable product specifically in our industry. And we break it down a little bit, but man, anytime you can get that exact weight on, not a pound less, and specifically not a pound more, man, that's going to just make you that much efficient.
Yep.
But we all know how it is, man, especially if you're loading up the farm in areas where you're not on the scale. You want to be, just laser focused and with pinpoint accuracy that you have on there. That way you don't have to shake some off, or you don't overload, but more importantly, you don't underload, because 99.99% of all loads in this industry are paid on weight. So you want the most legal weight that you can haul to maximize your profit.
Yep. And Blue Ink Tech's air scale, it has a specific ag mode setting on it as well. So it's got a setting just specifically for bulk haulers, which I thought was neat. But yeah, man, I didn't think that we'd ever see a day where we'd have Bluetooth air scales on semi trucks. So that's really cool. Just the technology that they came up with.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned into this, because after this episode, we are going to share with you, they are going to give one of these away, and we want you to win it, and we're going to tell you how. So stick with us. And so with that said, here's my conversation with Mike Riegel. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm going to jump right into it. Give us the high level of who Blue Tech Inc. is.
Blue Ink Tech is a fleet management solution. We provide a lot of technology-based solutions for the trucking industry. We started back in 2017 for the ELD mandate. Our initial offering to the trucking industry was ELDs. We heard that there was going to be a mandate, and we wanted to be able to provide a solution for that niche. After that mandate took effect and we were able to communicate with some of our users, we started to really discover what some of the big problems in the trucking industry was. One of those being loading, getting overloaded, wasting a lot of time trying to find scales and fix loads. With the use of the ELDs, it was impossible for drivers to be able to turn around, go back, get loads fixed, and still make all the miles that they were making previously. So our idea for that problem was to come up with a way to provide weights for the drivers as they're getting loaded. And that kind of brought to light the AirScale product, which we just recently launched and has been a big hit in the trucking industry.
Yeah, you'd sent us the press release on that, and we had pushed it out through our media sources and on our website. So some of the listeners right now may have already seen this out there. But let's dive deeper into that and talk about this AirScale unit. I'm not super knowledgeable on this. I know that there have been some products like this maybe in the past that they can do weights kind of through this or through the AirScale, but kind of give us kind of high level how this system works.
Yeah, so it's basically just a T-fitting. I got one here. And all it is a Bluetooth sensor that kind of reads the pressure off the air suspension and transmits the data to our application. And with a simple calibration process, drivers are able to get their weights very accurately on their phones. So this really helps them understand better than eyeballing loads, how much they may have on their trucks and trailers. A lot of drivers are usually within legal weights, but they're still paying to use offsite scales just for peace of mind. It's a huge expense, especially in today's industry with fuel prices being where they are, how far they have to drive, eating in the drive time. So being able to transmit that electronically has really helped a lot of drivers be able to maximize their loads without going over and give them the peace of mind to know that they're not overloaded.
I know a lot of guys I've talked to, they can tell how much that's on that trailer by looking at their air gauges. So what's the difference in this product? And I love that you held that up too. What's the difference? And then also talk a little bit about like, where is that actually installed on the trailer or truck?
Yeah. So, you're right. A lot of trailers come with some factory air gauges. You can buy some pressure gauges, from any store pretty much. The difference is that if you have multiple drivers and you have multiple trucks and multiple trailers, it's very difficult for a driver to understand how the different pressures relate from one trailer to another trailer. There's a lot of memorization that has to happen there. And drivers, they really just want to be able to drive and not have to do a bunch of math or figure things out on paper. So the beautiful thing about our product line is drivers just log into the app. Carrier can have as many trucks and as many trailers in their fleet as they want. And all the driver has to do is just say, I'm in truck 47, pulling trailer 142 today, and they'll get those calibrations in the app, and the app will tell them how much they weigh. The sensors themselves, they install right on the air line that feeds the air suspension of the truck and trailer. So most truck and trailers have air suspension these days, and all they have to do is snip a line, plug the hose in, and it's installed. It takes about 10 minutes to get it installed. All you got to do is enter a couple empty weights from a scale ticket, enter a couple loaded weights from some scale tickets. That kind of gets the app adjusted to how that truck and trailer react to different weights, and they have the weight readings moving forward. It's pretty as easy as you can get it.
So when I'm thinking about that, there's the airlines that come off the truck that feed right into the trailer. Is that the airlines, or is it an airline that's actually on the trailer somewhere else?
No, so you want to go to the back where the axle is.
Okay.
And back where that axle is, there's the airbags that kind of support the load.
Yep.
And they all have high control valves on them. So it's what tells the trailer like you've reached the right height. And you want to tap into that line between that height control valve or air leveling valve and the airbag itself. That's the pressure that's supporting the load on the trailer, and it's the same on the truck. So you can see that they're two big it's big airbags. Some have two, some have four, depending on what truck and trailer setup you have. That's what you're trying to get the pressure of whatever's inside those airbags.
So this sensor, and it's pretty cool actually seeing this visually, even on your website. Is it battery controlled, or how does it feed how does it feed to the app or to your phone?
Yeah, so it's a wireless Bluetooth sensor, and it does it's battery powered. You just use standard watch batteries. I'll undo one for you here. You can kind of see there's the antenna, and underneath is the battery there.
Yeah. Okay.
Very easy to change out. And what it does is it just transmits pressure readings every minute when the truck and trailer is loaded, and every second as the weight is changing. So if a driver is actively getting loaded, or they're picking up grain, or they're loading logs, or whatever, you'll be able to get those weights in real time. Right there on the phone. It's transmitted through Bluetooth, and it comes right into our application. Our application does all the heavy lifting, does all the calculations. All the user has to do is look on the screen, and they can tell how much is on their steer axle, how much is on their drive axle, how much is on their trailer axles. If they're in Canada, you may have Super B trailers. You can have up to 3 trailers simultaneously in the app. They'll give you the gross combined weight, and the cargo weight minus the truck and trailer. So try to give them as much information about the load as possible.
So I'm going to kind of geek out here. One thing that's big in our industry, and I know even look up here, you have a quote from a grain hopper. So I think this is a key market. A lot of our listeners on this podcast, it's become more and more important for these drivers and owner operators, when they're loading at a farm or facility, to get those weights back to the merchandiser or broker as quick as possible, because the quicker they can get the origin weights and destination weights back, the quicker they can get that load settled and paid, both to the trucker, but even invoiced out to whoever the customer is as well. Old school, it used to take, sometimes they'd wait and get the paper tickets and document and send them all and then wait on the mail. Well, it could take a week or two. Well, that's just that much time that company's waiting to get those bills, get them paid, and then get that invoiced out. If you can, talk to us how that data can be used, because once you capture it, it's on the app. Have you all thought about how you can get that data quicker to actually the end user that needs that to settle it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we just recently added a feature into our application that allows the driver to send a scale ticket to an email address. Through our existing infrastructure that we made with our ELD, carriers can actually log in to their account and see how much weight each one of their trucks in their fleet is carrying at any given time. So all that data is being transmitted back to the server where the carriers can access it, and the carriers can also email weight readings to brokers, to whoever's paying the bill, tractors, whoever. So we really sped up that process in getting those readings to whoever needs them at the time that they need them. Because you're right, when you're in the middle of a field, it's going to be a while before you get to a set of scales. It's going to be a while before you even understand how much you're hauling. So being able to get that on the app and then send that ahead right after you got loaded is huge. And we have a lot of grain haulers, produce haulers, those type of commodities really get a lot of benefit out of this type of system.
Yeah, I can see that game changing to know, within seconds of after being loaded, whether it's in a field or out of a farmer's elevator or wherever, to have pinpoint accuracy to know exactly how much grain is in there and to be able to relay that information. I mean, it'd be huge. I mean, crazy huge.
Yeah, and it also serves a great benefit, just in terms of being legal in terms of
Yeah.
roadway restrictions. I mean, if you're in the middle of country, getting loaded, DOT officers have been using portable scales more and more heavily as opposed to weight stations. And we had a customer we talked to probably 2 weeks ago. He got stopped by DOT with roadside scales, and he actually said, I don't really. I mean, I can save you some time here. Here's what I have on me right now. And DOT, said, well, we don't go by that. We go by ours. So they pulled out their scales at the roadside there, pulled them up, weighed his axles, and then he said the officer came back and said, "Let me see that app again." Pulled up the app, showed him the weight. And he was like, that was within 80 pounds. So it was really, the officer said, I had never seen a scaling system so accurate before. So that, that really got the guys kind of, worked up here, being able to provide that type of service and that type of visibility that really helped, users out in that particular type of industry. So
yeah, I mean, getting to your max legal limit is so huge in this industry. Majority, and I say majority being almost 99.9% of carriers in our marketplace, they get paid on the weight they haul, on the legal weight that they haul. So if you're shortchanging that truck at all out there, you're losing money. Or if you're loading it up and you're underweight and then having to go back to load up more, I mean, that's just time and money spent waiting. So, there's just so many positive ways that this can really benefit our community and listeners. I guess the big question, last but not least, if you don't mind, give us kind of what's the pricing on this product? If you can give us general or where to go, and then also kind of where to purchase this product. We'll also put the links in the show notes here. So if you're listening, you don't need to write this down as you're driving down the road. We'll put all these links that Mike suggests on there. That way you can drop down and order this, but give us kind of ballpark pricing. Cause again, the ROI on this, could be you pay for itself really fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So pricing typical truck and trailers with an operator starting at about $450 depending on setup and need. And then we got subscription model pricing for users who have multiple trucks in the fleet and they want to be able to see what they're hauling across the fleet wide. And then, bundled in with the ELD, we have a bunch of different pricing options. Starting out, basic owner operator, they're going to get up and running, under $500. And from our research and what we're understanding with how, most drivers scale almost every load that they get just for peace of mind, they're spending upwards of $1,300 to $2,000 a year per truck. So the savings is, huge. And the more trucks you have, the more savings you're going to get. That's more money in your pocket. So yeah, these things, on a typical setup are going to pay for themselves in under 3 months.
So if somebody's listening to this and they're ready to buy, or at least get on your all's website to look it up, where do they go?
Yeah, blueinctech.com. You can find all the information there. Usually have fill out a form just to kind of get an understanding for truck and trailer setup. There's a lot of different setups out there, and we don't want drivers buying wrong sizes for their hose. We don't want drivers buying too many. A lot of people typically think they need one sensor for each airbag. You really just need one for a truck, one for a trailer. If you're a heavy hauler and you have, multiple axles, we want to be able to get you the product that you need so you can get it installed and running as quickly as possible. So a little consultation, get you the quote that you need, get it in your hands so you don't have to waste any time getting started.
And I should have said this before, but actually just going through the website and looking at this, if you're, I mean, there's multiple. Let me back up here. I was just looking at this. Through this product and app, it integrates with some of your other services, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little
So
bit?
yeah, it pairs with our ELD, our electronic logging device. Drivers can keep their hours of service. We have document scanning features. So, if you're leveraging like the ELD stuff, you can do document scanning, digital permit books. You can keep fuel receipts for IFTA. You can see real-time tracking of your assets. You can get the real-time weights. You can use it for maintenance tasks. DVIRs, vehicle inspection reports. You keep track of your pre-trip and your post-trip inspections. We have a whole suite of services that we provide because we really, if you're able to keep everything in one app, one ecosystem, it's a lot easier on your drivers. Your drivers don't have to learn a whole bunch of applications to use. You can put them at what they're doing best, which is just driving the truck. And at the end of the day, that's really what they want to do anyway. So we try to provide as many services to help out fleets and owner operators as possible.
Man, I love it. And, we're all about technology with our solutions. And we firmly believe, if you use the right tools in your business, it's going to benefit you, give you that competitive advantage against other companies. So, man, I love this product. I love what you guys are doing out there, Mike. Again, we'll put the website up on there. Also, if people are listening to this, and we'll put the phone number as well. What's the best way for them to reach you via phone?
Yeah, it's 304-381-1512. And you just press 1 for sales and, they'll get you what you need.
Awesome. Hey, Mike, thanks again for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Tyler, great show as always.
Yep.
I always enjoy products like this, again, that we can get these out to our users and members that they can value from that. Like I said before we started in the intro, Mike and them have agreed to give one of these away. Tyler, how can someone that's listening to this right now win this? And this isn't hard, so listen up.
Yeah, very simple process. We're going to have it in the show notes. So if you're listening on your phone, Spotify, Apple, and somewhere with show notes, you can just go to those, click the link right there. It'll take you to a specific page, and all you do, I think it's a couple questions. Just fill that out, and then in the where you heard about us section, just put the BulkLoads podcast, and you'll be entered to win. If you're listening on the BulkLoads website where you can't see show notes, simply go to blueinktech.com, click the contact page, and you'll see the same form there.
Yeah. I would say this, even if you're not interested in the product, which I hope you are, man, maybe win this for somebody else out there.
Yeah.
It can make a heck of a Christmas present and a very valuable one on there. You can go on their website. I'm not going to give it away, but it's not that expensive, but it is a very nice product for what you're getting. So
exactly.
A couple notes before we close out here. Again, we mentioned this in the prior podcast, but we are having our first ever bulk freight conference coming up in February. We're super excited. We know that's just right around the corner, so time is of the essence, and we are working hard. I should say Tyler is working very hard to get all this put together. We've talked about this over the years, and we are going to make this happen. More importantly, for you as a user, we figure if we can come together and bring the brightest of minds in this industry together and talking about the problems that we're facing and the ways to fix that, man, we're all going to come away from this. One of our core strengths and values at BulkLoads has been to, maximize the profits of our users. And I know we can do that by listening to our users and knowing just how to keep going down the path to provide more technology, more features, more communication, transparency.
Yep. And this is an exclusive conference.
Yep.
Invite only. It's not going to be open to the public, but you can get on the list. We have a guest list being built out right now. If you want the opportunity to come, just simply let us know and we'll get you on that list. Just email support@bulkloads.com. Let us know that you want to go to the conference and we'll get you added.
It's going to be a cool event. It's going to be held right at the main Bass Pro, the original Bass Pro here in Springfield.
Yep.
They have a really cool conference center. I mean, it's like you're walking into a museum, basically. And speaking of, we also will have passes for the Wonders of Wildlife. And if you don't know anything about it, you can get online and look. But I mean, it is a world attraction. I think it actually got voted #1 attraction.
It did, yeah. So it's worth coming just for that.
Yeah, if you want to come just for a field trip and see that, I mean,
Yep.
you will be wowed upon wowed. A couple weeks ago, we had some people in and went and showed them, and they just couldn't believe this. They said they've never seen anything like this in the world. So I'm not trying to sell you on that, but again, we're going to have fun. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have food. We're going to have entertainment. And again, we're also going to have business as well. So I think there's going to be a lot you can get out of. So again, if you're interested, get a hold of us. We'll put you on the list. It is invite only. We're going to be limited on space. So, but we do want to honor if you are interested and want to come, and so get a hold of us there.
Yep.
So awesome. Well, one last thing, man. You're wearing one right now. You got our new hats in.
Yep, we did get new hats in. I think we mentioned it a podcast episode or two ago. But these are specifically for in-dump guys.
Yeah.
We do have some hopper ones with our logo as well on them, but we ordered a bunch of them for our in-dump guys. If you're running an in-dump trailer, let us know. Get in contact with us. We'll send you one out if you're a member with us. And you can also go on our Facebook page. They're going to be posted next week on our Facebook page, and we'll have some rules to enter the contest there. We'll be giving out a ton of them.
Dude, our hats keep getting more and more valuable, I think. I mean, this one, and I'm looking at it, the one you're wearing right now. I mean, it's got a cool leather patch. That actually got the truck with an end dump in the air, but I mean, it just looks slick. Again, these are ones you're gonna wear. You'll want to wear these to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'll be wearing mine.
Yeah, you'll be wearing yours. Yeah, I mean, these are, I guess, I'm a hat guy, but like these are hats that you want to dress up in, not work in. I mean, I guess until you get them a little sweaty, but so cool. Hey, as always, we thank you for listening to the BulkLoads podcast. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back after the holidays. God bless. Thank you.